about to say, man, Facebook got one more time to stop my video. Oh no, 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 hell no. Oh, okay. Yeah, Facebook has one more time to stop my video before I get on Mark Zuckerberg's ass, because I can literally touch him. He better watch what the fuck he be doing with my page. I would not get restricted. I am sorry. But nigga, I could stop your clone consciousness. I can shut it down. So, aside from that, disclaimer to whoever runs this fucking website, you better be fair with me, bitch. But anywho, those are like TV, man, back again, you know what I'm saying? They ate my last live. I had did a whole bunch of posts and stuff like that regarding all these celebrities and shit, because like y'all don't seem to understand that these celebrities are all puppets. Puppets, nigga. They pay people that look like me and you to go out there and promote real shit, and then they will pay them to say some fuck shit to confuse your energy, and then have you going down the road of dismay or destruction. And y'all don't see that shit yet. And then this is the thing. Everything in this matrix is spiritual. I'm going back to the same conversation I went to before Facebook rudely disconnected my live before I get on Mark Zuckerberg and send a spirit to Mark Zuckerberg, bitch ass. So anywho, like I'm saying, even this ashtray is spiritual. Everything in this matrix is spiritual. Everything. It came from matter. What is matter consisted of? Spiritual energy condensed into a physical form. So everything is spirit. So, aside from that, which spirits are y'all entertaining? And in order to know which spirits that y'all entertain, you have to know where your own consciousness sits. I'm getting tired of all these people that's promoting root chakra ass spiritual energy. In other words, sex this, sex that, sex this, sex that, that's spirituality, sexual freedom. No, the fuck it ain't. There is no self-mastery from opening up your legs for people of low energy to inject their low spirits and spiritual warfare into you. There is nothing spiritual. Well, let me just not say spiritual, everything is spiritual. There is nothing uplifting or enlightening about being sexually open with energies that want to corrupt your soul. If you don't have no sexual morality, you have no spiritual morality. Therefore, you have no control of what spirits run your vessel. Therefore, that's basically slavery. You're possessed by the spirits you let in through sex, male or female. And I said that correctly. So y'all need to stop this talk. Y'all need to learn what consciousness is. My brain is just one of my chakra areas. Hear me out. My consciousness consider my heart chakra. That's me when I'm feeling in love. That means my consciousness, my mind, is in my heart, not my brain. We just operate the flesh from this brain. This brain sits where the crown is at. And the third eye, the pineal. If you're sitting there promoting sex culture, calling that spirit, but not realizing we've been sexual even in fucking slavery days when we was fucking sleep, it does not make a difference. Y'all doing the same shit and then slapping spiritual on it. Y'all slapping spirituality on prostitution. None of y'all are sacred whores. I'm sorry. There is no sacred whore in this today's age if y'all doing it for paper money. Money is not even what it used to be. Money means mastery of one's eye. It's not the paper bill that you think. In the Bible it says money. They're not talking about the paper. So, let me get aside from that and get on subject. Because many people got it confused. Spirituality is deeper than love and light. So if I tell you you're doing it wrong, most likely you're doing it wrong in accordance with your soul. Because I talk to spirits more than people. I don't need nobody dictating how I speak. I'm sorry. My words come from deity. I talk to spirits more than people. I know you see these 6 altars to my left. And this ain't even all my altars, nigga. I do this shit. I do exorcisms to the very spirits y'all be defending. I'm getting tired of y'all defending people's ego, and these people don't even defend their own soul. Y'all defending puppets, masks of people. love, and light. Woo-de-woo. It also comes with pain and growth. How are you to grow if you're comfortable? You don't grow comfortable. You grow uncomfortable. A butterfly is not comfortable. A caterpillar is not comfortable in that cocoon. He uses that uncomfortableness to grow so he could become a butterfly. He don't just sit in there and live life and be free in his fucking cocoon and think everything's going to work out for him. It takes growth. Growing pains. Don't you got to feel the burn when you're doing push-ups for your chest to get bigger? Don't you have to destroy to rebuild? Don't when you exercise, your muscle tissue shred and rip just so they can rebuild to be bigger and stronger? It's like that in life. It's like that with spirituality. We lose parts of ourselves that no longer serve our nature just so we can rebuild and be stronger with our own mind. Be stronger in actual being. I get tired of people saying chakras got nothing to do with African mysticism and this and that. Nigga, they're not called chakras in every fucking mysticism. Half of your African mysticisms, the chakras are actual deities. Let me be more technical. Barasamati is the fucking Saturn. Saturn is tied to your crown chakra, the color purple. Purple is the color for Baron, right? Think about this shit. It rules the brain. What's another brain? Your stomach. Doesn't it look like a brain? Ain't it the same organ tissues that the brain is used? Like if you take a stomach, a colon in the system, and a brain, set them next to each other, don't they look identical? Doesn't that planet Saturn rules the stomach and rule the brain? Don't what you eat affect what you think? I want y'all to think deeper than what the fuck this really is. These chakras are mystical places in your being. These are different brains within yourself. Your brain is not the only brain. Your mind and your brain are two separate entities. They're not the same thing. You leave your brain behind and keep your mind with you. Your mind is your consciousness. So with all that being said, people shut the fuck up when it comes to, oh, it's just Erykah Badu. Nigga, I don't care if she's spiritual or not. I share my opinion. Reality of it is, nigga, that picture alone is ego. She could be promoting the album. I don't care. She might really be spiritual. I never defined whether she was or wasn't. I said she could or could not be. And y'all gave me hell for that. So now I'm about to get on y'all ass. So the reality of it is, y'all need to know what chakras are. Many people are being spiritual but operating a root chakra like that before they became spiritual. You didn't change your lifestyle. You just changed your label. Many of y'all were sexually liberated before y'all claimed spirituality. Many of y'all were sexually liberated doing the fuck you want. Fucking as many women as you wanted to. Messing with as many men as you wanted to. Or whatever the fuck to do depending on your gender. Y'all was doing that before y'all claimed spirituality. So stop slapping spirituality on your immorality. It's stupid. These deities are about honor, nigga. All things are spiritual. There's high and low spirits. Y'all are entertaining the low spirits and saying, but that's not spiritual to tell people how to live. I'm not telling y'all how to live. I'm snatching the blindfolds off y'all eyes. So y'all can see that y'all living in a way that's not in accordance with your soul. And there is no mind truth, her truth. The soul is universal. Everybody has a soul, but all these souls are one. That's why we're all reflections. We're just different jurisdictions of spiritual growth. Because we all house different spirits in our temple of El. What is that? Our house of El, the hell, the shell, the temple, the vessel. The temple in this vessel is within your temples. I'm getting tired of this stupid shit. I will block and remove any dumbass, ignorant person on my page. I'm sorry. It's how stupid that is. Because if you're entertaining low chakra energies and claiming spiritual, you're just wearing the image. You don't know what the root chakra even is. And you talking about this and that. Many people don't even know. Well, put it like this. If you've never experienced love without a relationship in yourself, to feel like you're in a relationship without a partner, you have not been above the heart chakra. Let me tell you that again. If you have not experienced love, and I mean actual love, like feeling like you're somebody holding you that actually genuinely gives a fuck about you, putting life into you, by yourself, no matter how spiritual you are, you have never experienced self-love. What I mean by experienced it, I'm not saying you never have. I'm saying that you're so disconnected from your heart chakra that you think that you're thinking that, oh gosh, I need to have a relationship to feel completed. No, you don't. See, like I said, your mind and your brain are two separate entities. Your mind travels throughout your whole body. Your body has these 7 chakras. Actually, there's more than 7. But the 7 chakras are the main center points for our energy centers in our body. Energy centers, therefore spiritual centers. These are spiritual centers. There's certain deities that's of God, the higher realms, the ones that you see on voodoo practitioners' altars. Yes, these deities are angels of God. I don't care what religion. I don't care what mysticism. They're parts of yourself. Y'all need to keep in mind, if I'm always thinking about sex but I'm playing spiritual, guess what? I'm in my root chakra. I'm in my sacral chakra. You know, sustainability and survival is root chakra energy. Most of these women are prostituting for survival. That's root chakra, and they're calling that spiritual. Most of these women are men and women having sex that feel some kind of self-confidence. A man's self-confidence is destroyed if he has sex with a woman and she says she has a small dick. You know why? Self-confidence is tied to your sacral chakra. Y'all living in your lower chakras and claiming spiritual. Stop it. And y'all don't like to hear it from a man, because y'all say we mansplaining shit. Nigga, that's part of the fucking problem. We supposed to be united, not divided. Y'all completely dismiss every fucking thing a male that's masculine. That means a masculine male that lives inside of this divine feminine energy. If you're a male and you move it according to divine feminine, which means the chaos realm, which means the soul realm, and guess what? The divine feminine race is the dark race, and niggas know it's not tied to gender. If you're a male that moves in this divine feminine, you're a masculine male. Because you move in accordance with your soul. You are the ego of your soul. How your soul chooses to incarnate in this physical plane is how you naturally look. Before alteration, before people get fake breasts put on, before people chop off and castrate themselves and say they're another gender. God don't make mistakes, and you're that God. So you saying you made the mistake. And see, light and darkness. Many people say love and light. Many people want to say darkness is evil. Many people don't even know what darkness or evil means. Evil means love. Eve and El. The evolution. Evolution is something called growth. For evolution to even take place, it has to come from the soul. Therefore, the love from the soul is what evolves creation. Love. And not all love is good love. A man can love a crack rock to death. So stop saying this love is love shit. It's stupid. I could love a fucking bullet that's aimed at my head to death. Does not mean it's good for me. I want y'all to actually think. Use your think tank instead of your emotional reactions and come into my post. Y'all don't realize I'm a real shaman before TikTok age. I've been doing this my entire life. Before Facebook blew up spirituality just so they can insert feminism and the alphabet culture into the spiritual wave. I was this before we called it woke, when we was calling it conscious, when we was calling it different words. We always change the word up because they always hijack our word and attach it to a damn agenda. Now we can't say we're woke because people think we're gay and shit. Excuse my French. I meant A and shit. I can't say that because algorithms, because that's their political agenda. Anything the political agenda enforces and y'all claim as spirit, y'all are backwards. The political agenda don't give a fuck about spirituality. They know y'all choosing spirituality, so they're corrupting it. They're getting their mind they're getting their energy into that spiritual realm through y'all ignorance. The Webster's Dictionary definition for ignorance is lack of knowledge. The etymological definition for ignorance is the act of ignoring the truth. In the Bible, it says our people are destroyed for lack of knowledge, aka ignorance. Therefore, our people are not just destroyed for lack of knowledge, they are destroyed because they're in the act of ignoring the truth. They don't want to hear it because it goes against their ego. What is the ego? There's two forms of ego. One of them I do not call ego, because your soul's ego is your natural being. Your soul before flesh decided how it wanted to be formed in its physical based off of its current energy. That's why you have a certain gender, complexion, and size and shape, bone structure, and physiology. All of that is your soul's ego. We're not talking about that because that's the natural self in the physical form. I'm talking about the flesh's ego, the part of your natural self that gets hijacked by the counterfeit spirits. In other words, the low spirits of this matrix. This whole matrix is spiritual. There are high and low spirits. Y'all keep entertaining these low spirits and calling it spiritual. That is not what this is. Y'all don't know what spiritual warfare is? Ain't Wi-Fi an energy? Ain't energy a spirit with a consciousness? They can send shit through technology. You could watch a video of someone getting killed in real life, and you will feel that and be traumatized by it because your heart was open to it, and you allowed the spirits of what you've seen with these opticals to affect your heart. And now the spirit of what you've seen entered your temple. And now you're sitting there, can't sleep at night because you saw something. It's spiritual still, but it's not spirits that serve your soul's purpose. I'm going so hard, I'm foaming at the mouth. I'm on day 4 of a dry fast too. Look at all this energy I got. Look at y'all science. Look at the science that say you go a day without food, you die. A day without water, you die. Nigga, I'm bouncing off the walls. I need y'all to learn that everything they teach y'all in this matrix is bullshit until you actually look within to the source. The source of all the words and terminology we use is basically going to etymology. And if you go to etymology, they break up the words. When they break up the words, you realize the root words in our English language is the same root words in all these other languages all over the world. You realize our alphabet is literal symbols, just like the Asian alphabets, the Asian symbology. Just like I did in my video, an E. E stands for inner chi. So what's inner? You start at the point, which is within. It goes outward. Then it covers the being. You just created the letter E. It's levels to this. Let me look at y'all comments because I really just been going off. So, how you know if you're entertaining the right spirits? Alright, I'm going to start with that. You know you're entertaining the right spirits when you don't feel, a sense of regret for entertaining them. Let me tell you even deeper. You know you're entertaining the right spirits when you recognize which chakra that your consciousness is operating in. So let me break down the chakras for those that want to act illiterate or act like they don't understand what these chakras really are. They're energy, aka spiritual centers in your body that transmute energy. They all have a specific purpose. No, we're not supposed to stay in our fucking crown chakra 24/7. And no, we're not supposed to stay on our root. We're supposed to cycle. In other words, we utilize our lower chakras to build our higher nature. That's what the fucking point of this existence is. So I'm not saying it's wrong to move in your root chakra. No. I'm saying it's wrong to stay stuck in your root chakra and make that as an excuse for your immoral behavior. And that's what a lot of our people are doing. I'm just going to get money all day, every day. Chasing money is a behavior of the root chakra. We've been stuck on chasing paper bills that's not even real money. You chasing sex. Women are like, oh, damn. Like, most women I know, if I deny sex, they would try to hunt me down for sex. Because it's tied to your self-confidence. Stop building your confidence based off your sexual energy. And build your confidence off your knowledge of self. Your sexual energy as a woman does not define your nature. Your sexual energy is just the power of spirit within your being. If you're horny all the time, utilize that energy to build your consciousness. Don't utilize this energy to manipulate men for money. That's not spiritual. And then the type of men that the sex workers go to are the type of men that actually have to put money into a woman's pockets just so they can achieve sex. Guess what type of men that is? Men with no self-direction. So if that's the case, they don't have self or soul discipline. They have sex with anyone. Their spiritual energy is all over the place. Therefore, these women are having sex with the type of men that will corrupt their energy. And they call that spiritual. I'm not trying to tell y'all that y'all living wrong. I'm not trying to tell anybody how to live. I'm just trying to let y'all know that I don't have to wear this fucking blindfold and follow everybody else with this follow the leader mentality on social media to try to gain enlightenment. When I'm simply trying to tell you, you can find this enlightenment within your being if you actually ignore the bullshit that comes with the low energies. You're supposed to eat the meat and spit out the bone. Y'all eating that bitch whole. And that's what they want us to do. See, a root chakra is survival. If you're always worried about surviving, you're stuck in your root. If you're lacking in self-confidence and you need sex just to feel some form of self-confidence, and this goes for a lot of the women, you're stuck in your sacral chakra. If you're overly egotistical, because like, I'm going to tell you how this shit works. It works from the bottom up. The root is the foundation. You need a foundation for balance. So once you get that foundation in self, you start to generate a self-confidence, which is the next level up, which is your sacral chakra. Once you achieve said self-confidence, that means soul confidence, confidence in who you are. That's when your ego starts to form. See, your solar plexus is also tied to the constellation of Libra. Your solar plexus is also your lungs. This is also the scales of balance. These scales are within you. These scales tip based on how light your heart is. If you're burdened by physical nature, the scales tip and you're in your lower nature. If you're influenced by higher nature, they tip and you raise to your heart chakra and to the higher heavenly based chakras. The solar plexus is the center point. This is the scales, the judge. Once you vibrate above the solar plexus, you enter into your heart chakra space. The solar plexus is self-identity. How you identify yourself to this outward world. If you identify yourself to this outward world in alignment with your higher self, that's not even considered ego anymore. But if you do according to your your lower self, then guess what that is? That's your ego. And you will be stuck in your lower chakras. But once you know who you are and you align your self-identity to your higher self, that's when the self-love comes in. Because once you know what you are, you love what you are. Therefore, your heart chakra is fulfilled. You will want to put love into yourself to feel more of this great being that you are inside of yourself. This is that energy that when you do this and actually do this, this was what causes people to go out, go to the gym, change their diet, eat actual food that's not going to kill them, and not just, instead of just eating food, not giving a fuck what they're eating. Oh, it's just food. That's the people that don't fucking know better. The people that know better eat this way for a reason. It's not about no fucking political agenda, veganism and isms, schisms. It's not about all that. I'm not vegan for no fucking animals. I'd sacrifice a chicken if I wanted to. It's not about that. And I'm vegan. Like real vegan. I'm more fruitarian. I ain't eat food or drink water in about 4 days. You don't even have to eat to live. So I'm just going to get even more deeper. So once you get that self-love, when you know who you are within your heart chakra, then you want to speak on the same things that you've experienced within yourself so other people can experience the same thing that you have, but in their own form of reality, in their own jurisdiction of spiritual growth, because their jurisdiction of spiritual growth is based on what spirits they house in their temple, within their being, in accordance with their astrological nature. That means all the signs, not just the solar sign. So yeah, us spiritual people that's experienced this self-love, that's experienced this shit for real, that knows what comes with it, that knows that damn we get targeted just for wanting to experience our self-love. We get targeted for standing on our boundaries. Because this whole entire matrix is to cause us to have the lack of self-discipline so we can be controlled by programs that want to program our brain with behaviors that's not even us. They call us weird for moving different. Y'all all weird for moving the fucking same in an instructive manner. You see the whole fucking world jumping off a cliff and you want to do it too? I call that weird. Because we weird for eating plants that's actually healthy. But if you were sick, you would go to eating plants? Fuck is wrong with y'all if y'all thinking like that? And I'm getting on y'all ass. I'm just saying, because I love y'all and I hate to see people be self-destructive. That means soul destructive. You destroying your damn self and then blaming the world because they want to be better. Aiming up at people, shooting darts like this one person on my page said. I salute to all the real people that's on my Facebook that's actually preaching this because they have experienced it for themselves. And there's so many of y'all. I'm proud of y'all. I look at y'all from a distance. Even some of y'all, I might even dip in from the astral realms and just peek over y'all without getting too much in y'all business. I see y'all. I know who's real, who's authentic. So I can call y'all out if I fucking want to. Now, back to the chakras. Once you've experienced all this, you know what I'm saying, you build that love for yourself, yes, you want to speak about it. So yes, you can't help but to speak your truth. Speak to the world how they can liberate themselves out of the hells within their flesh. So it goes from there to your throat chakra. And what we speak, we know. Or what we speak, we believe. What we believe manifests into a knowing. Your third eye, your pineal, really your first eye, as these are just merely opticals for this eye. That many people is shut down. And that's what they want. That's their agenda. If they could shut down this eye, it's like them plugging in a computer chip in your head and you doing what the fuck is programmed to that chip. And except the chip is not physical, it's spiritual. The return of the divine feminine is the return of the soul being. The soul realm is the feminine realm. In this divine masculine plane, the men run this plane and the patriarch. In the divine feminine plane, these divine spirits, a lot of them are feminine in nature. There's still a lot of masculine in nature, but they move under a quote-unquote matriarch. This is why women are our spiritual protectors and men are the physical protectors. But I digress. Let me go back to the chakras. It's levels to this shit. And stop talking about putting this man down to uplift the women and putting the women down to uplift the male. It's not about that, man. We're fucking one. Half of you women in your last life were men. And y'all talking shit about the man this lifetime. Not realizing just because you're doing all this, you might reincarnate as a man in the next lifetime in a world that's now turned against men. I have lifetimes I remember I was a woman. My mama was my sister. You gotta understand your soul don't have a gender, but you have a gender role in this physical realm. We choose our gender based on the jurisdiction of growth for our soul's purpose. That's really what it is. It's deeper than a lot of people want you to see it. They don't like people like me because I'm a masculine male that moves in divine feminine energy. Stop slapping divine. If the word divine is in front of feminine and masculine, take the gender off that bitch. It's not to do with gender. You see, this gender confusion is to get us to forget our roles behind our genders before, because we chose our gender before incarnation. We chose it for a purpose. If you wanted to be somebody that can master the spiritual realms and bring forth from the spiritual realms on earth, yes, you're a woman. If you wanted to be somebody that can guide and dictate and bring forth intelligence from these spiritual realms to this earth, and the intelligence to program the wombs of these divine feminine women so they can bring forth based off the intelligence of the divine that comes directly to men's mental, then you're a man. We have our roles. None role is better than the other one. They got our women choosing men based off the money they make, and this money's not real. So you got men that are beta males with a bunch of money becoming the next generation, and they wonder why the men are getting so weak. Money is not paper. It is the mastery of self. Currency. That currency from the soul that we receive from that sunlight in the form of intelligence that builds us an energy and light within our darkness. Many people don't even know dark means a dominant arc. You know what that arc is? It's a light. It is an alternate light to the physical light you see in this realm that gave birth to this realm. Therefore, that is the dominant, the master light. When you close your eyes at night, you're looking inward. You're looking into your darkness. But yet, don't you still see light? You could look at the sun and then go close yourself in a dark closet, and you will still see the sunlight when you close your eyes. Even in that dark closet, you will still see that light. Yes, I do readings, but I have not done readings in almost a year, but I will start up coming soon, so stay tuned. Like I said, I talk to spirits more than people, so I'm getting tired of people trying to dictate how I talk in my comment section, and nigga, this is me. I am deity for real. I don't worship deities, I am deities. And just like y'all need to realize that y'all are the fucking deities that y'all pray to. Many of y'all that started tapping into that dragon, that dragon realm, that Anunnaki realm. Because a lot of y'all are actually seeing what mastery looks like and realize, damn, I'm no longer the serpent slithering on his belly. I'm the dragon with wings. You know what a dragon is. Why you think they got drag queens? Why they call them drag queens? Why you think that? Because they're trying to distort the dragon, the naga, the nigga. We went from men and women to niggas and bitches, right? We don't even know what these words mean. Every word we despise that we call ourselves is really what the fuck we are. Because y'all don't know what these words means. A nigga is a naga, a serpent, God. Anunnaki means heavenly serpent. The bright flashes of light when you close your eyes when you go to sleep, like I said, we are beings of light. We are the darkness that brings forth the light to this physical plane. So we have a dark vessel that's embodied with light. You would not get light from light. You would get light from darkness. The sun is even dark. It just radiates light. Therefore, it radiates intelligence. A light is something that's created when two great forces come together in darkness. And we being the dark beings, guess what? We're the light bearers. We are the light bearers, what they would consider Lucifer. Everything in the Bible that's considered evil, which means love. We don't even know what the fucking English language is, and we going to war over these words. We going to war over words that, let's be frank, not many of us know what the fuck these words even are. These words are spells. Spirits of El. Every word or spell is literally the title of a spirit. I could say air. There's a spirit of the air whose name is probably air. Look at the ocean. Ain't ocean and ocean the same? We call it the ocean, nigga. That's the spirit of ocean. Ocean and ocean is the same fucking word. Trying to tell y'all, man. Y'all need to learn what the fucking spells y'all speak before y'all go to war over fucking spells. Because that's what the political agenda is trying to make y'all do. For one, they already didn't like us using slang because subconsciously we started using these words for their correct meanings. Which is why they say use proper English. I can't talk to people if they can't speak this proper English. Fuck that. That's not the real language. That language is a cursed field of language. Taken from Latin. Our slang is the best shit that happened in English. Because through that, we started calling ourselves titles that's more in alignment with our soul. Niggas and bitches, instead of men and women, niggas are serpent gods. Kundalini masters. That's what nigga really mean. Kundalini, the twin snakes that rise up your spinal cord, the serpent, which is a mini sperm cell, a serpent. They turn into a brain and brain stem that has a skeleton and a flesh around it. So a big serpent with a body. Bitches? You mean priest of the dog star? The priestess of the dog star? We call dogs bitches. A dog is loyal. Hey, I can go on. But a bitch means priestess of the dog star. That's the Sirius star system. Or the Canis Major. Don't let me get it confused. Canis, Canine, Canis Major. Think about this. You can move as that or you can move as a sheep. The police know this, our government know this. Even there's some police cars that say in Latin. In Latin. Wonder why it's in Latin. But they say in Latin, I am the sheep herder. Or most police cars. I am the sheep herder. So these police, the sheep herders, you know what the sheeps are? The slaves. Those that are the slaves to the spirits of the matrix, the counterfeit spirits that came into existence when the counterfeit beings came into existence. That is their nature. I'm here to make y'all think. I'm not trying to dictate where y'all go spiritually. I'm not trying to dictate how y'all spiritually see shit. I just want y'all to see without the fucking veil of illusion involving your face. And what's crazy, 2023, this was probably 2015 now. I don't know. Fuck I'm not doing the math. Because the Gregorian calendar ain't it. The veil of illusion has been gone. Which is why all they doing is ridiculing and criticizing the men that's bringing the logic straight from source with knowledge and making the women just completely dismiss anything a man says, because we are the ones that bring forth the knowledge. This patriarch is not human based. This patriarch is universal. Cosmos. This universe is patriarchal. Like I said, it's an order to chaos. Chaos and order. That's all it is. The chaos realm is the ethers. This is the realm that's unseen, that is the soul realm, before definition was given to any of this chaos to collapse it into matter, into the order field of the divine divine masculine. So everything you see came from a lack of order. It was given a name or a definition by way of consciousness to come into existence in the order field called the divine masculine, which is why you see matter appear in a fixed state. This physical is not an evil realm. It's a realm that we need to utilize so we can build our consciousness. Which is why a lot of us chose to come here, so we can build our consciousness. There's millions of our tribe before there was even what they would consider a pale-skinned man that hit this planet. There's many of our tribe that left this planet because all of this was prophesized. Written in the scriptures in the Egyptian hieroglyphs. And keep in mind, the Mississippi used to connect with the Nile. This used to be Pangea. So Louisiana, the whole Louisiana purchase, all that there, from Florida all the way to Texas to Arizona, is considered North Egypt. It fits perfectly with Northwest Africa. The Nile used to connect with the Mississippi River. All these pyramids that are the most renowned are in these regions. But guess what? This whole entire solar system was considered Atlantis. We have pyramids on every fucking planet in the solar system. We travel the stars. Stop claiming just Africa. Stop claiming just America. Even deeper, I'm about to tell y'all some shit that they probably don't even want the people to know. They know about our powerful mysticism in Egypt and all these other different pyramids. They know about it. Why do you think they're off limits to people like us? The ones that, we're the descendants of those that built said pyramids all over this cosmos. Why do you think they keep us from going to it? I'm about to share some shit, and I promise if they try to come for me for saying this shit, I will have some spirits on them and whoever sent them to die first. Because I'm serious about this shit. They're in our pyramids right the fuck now, using black women that's been kidnapped, connected them to technology and shit, just so they can infiltrate our dreams from these chambers that they use to travel the stars. Just so they can corrupt us from the dreams. Y'all think this shit's a real game. It's a real spiritual war. They can't war with me. I am so fucking divinely anointed. You will see all hell break loose. If I die, it's over. I'm on that type of time. I clean the death water life anyway. That's what's crazy. Because I know what the other side like. It's beautiful. I'm here just to do what I'm supposed to do. And that's to snatch off y'all fucking blindfolds. Other than that, I do not even care to exist on this planet. So when I say I put my life on the line, literally, I do that. Just so people like y'all can actually see that, nigga, we're fighting in this war, and it's deeper than Earth. This war is intergalactic. We think this shit stops at white people and shit. No. That's just a minuscule. No. It's deeper than that. It's about AI. Natural intelligence and artificial intelligence. Natural intelligence is the divine intelligence from the creator, the source, the soul. Artificial intelligence is from the oppressors of the soul that want to take your knowledge from your eye, take knowledge eye, to create devices to devise a way to trap your consciousness as fuel into their AI so they can exist. They knew they had a time frame to do shit. Now the sun is finna get to the point. The sun's rays is already summertime rays in the wintertime. The sun is already raising the tendency. Them chemtrails are weak now. We cannot even give a fuck about chemtrails no more. They're not doing it no more. Next year, people will be getting sunburns in the wintertime. So those that cannot stand in natural light, yes, it's that real. So there will be a people that's forced to stay in the darkness in the caves or whatever the fuck, or go underground. And only us will be able to be in that sun because it's going to charge us by destroying oppression. Not only that, why you think they need AI? Why you think they jabbing people? Why you think they jabbing? They put that fact checkers dumbass shit on my shit if they want to. I'm telling you, I go for Mark Zuckerberg direct. Bitch, I'll piss off every one of his clones. I go for Mark Zuckerberg direct. So with that being said, like look, they're jabbing people because this new sun is unlocking DNA that's ancient as the system, the spiritual system of Earth has reset. Now we got the power to create a new system, or the power to give them the power to create a new system over us. If we don't take our power, keep moving in the root chakra, thinking Christian rock and love and hip hop and all this dumb shit and shaking our ass for spiritual freedom, nigga, no. That's not doing shit. Nigga, y'all gonna end up in the same fucking cycle. Following all these blind ass puppets that they pay, that look like you, that sit there and tell you what the fuck shit is. No one is wrong, just to keep you confused. Why every time when something happens, they use a celebrity to promote some shit? And y'all just blindly go with it. It's black people, he's successful. Just go, you just don't like successful black people. Fuck that, man. They paying y'all to be that. The rap industry is the same as the music industry, the same as the movie industry and all the rest. Y'all have to sacrifice someone of your own, select an agenda that's going to impact the souls of your people, whether you know it or don't know it, just to get that hierarchy. Now, there's those that can utilize the powers of the spirits that be, that can get up there, but those will be the ones that you will see that are underground. There's many people I know that's famous, and there's many people I know that sit there and turned out millions of dollars because they told them to do some shit that would destroy their people and the youth of those people. Young Dolph, he wasn't going to sell out. He signed a deal, you know what I'm saying, woo-de-woo. He signed that contract, ain't read it. They get all his royalties now. He would have had all his royalties if he was living. They killed him the minute he signed that shit. And now they put his album out under an AI videos. It's dope, he recorded it. But you see how they do it. They kill off our rappers. They kill off our people, but we don't realize we're stronger than that. We sitting here thinking death is the end for it all. No. You can't sit here and live a fucked up life kicking puppies your entire life and getting rich and then die and expect your next life to be great. Nigga, karma carries on through lifetimes. But at that point, it's not considered karma. That's what they call dharma. Many of y'all have a soul's purpose. And if you don't complete that soul's purpose, guess what? You reincarnate into this hell. Ain't that what hell is? You live, you suffer, you die, and then live again, suffer, and die. You go to hell to suffer? You're supposed to learn from your pain, not just keep repeating it. The fire is the wisdom. They got us scared of fire. It'll piss a demon off if they see you standing in the fire like this. Like I said, they trying to push a matrix so there's no more order in this physical realm so they can establish their own order. If you put water out of glass, air fill it up. And right now, our women are choosing the next generation based off of bullshit. Money, cars, and clothes. Trying to keep niggas that's not even good for them. Keeping niggas that's not even for them. Wounded feminine stays too fucking long. So with that being said, this next generation is going to be a lot of traumatized people breaking the curses that this generation that's so-called spiritual is causing. Y'all creating more curses. We supposed to be breaking the curses of our ancestors, not hexing everybody because I don't like the way her hair look or some shit. You think that's different? Just because we switched into a spiritual paradigm? That we just continue the same warfare just with spirits now? So women, I'm on y'all ass because y'all the ones that be throwing hexes over some jealousy and shit. I'm on y'all ass. A lot of these people doing this shit as a trend. A lot of people doing this shit because they see it on the internet and they trying to promote it to celebrities and shit like that. They need to stop. I do this shit because I love y'all, man. So if I talk hard, it's because I love y'all. If I don't say shit to you, I must not give a fuck. And what's crazy, I'm a shaman. You see all this, I don't even hex people. I don't have to. People hex themselves trying to hex me. I sit there and watch people die and go missing trying to hex me. There's people that's probably in your mutual friends with me that's been missing. Nobody knows where they're at because they tried to hex me and I don't do shit to no one. I talked to Baron, I'm like, yo, why her? Why? You gotta understand, the spirits don't give a fuck about a human perspective. The divine spirits really don't give a fuck. They give a fuck about a soul perspective. God is not gonna look at you like he's a human. You are the God in a human form. These powers without the flesh that exist, they're looking at you for your soul's discipline. They look at you for your soul's discipline. You have to think about that. Life and death is not even real. So why would they sit there and care if you live or die? If they see you doing exactly what they need you to do, they will utilize you and keep you alive. And with that being said, if you're causing more problems for the progression of this spiritual war, see, this is how our deities, the divine ones, the ones that's up the higher up, the most high, the divine deities look at shit. If you're somebody that is a voodoo practitioner, a babalo, a shaman, one of these peoples that does spiritual workings for people, do not use the powers of God for by the influence of your lower self. And what I mean by that, do not let the parasites that influence your mind and your ego to this outward world by way of sending you feelings of jealousy, envy, or hatred cause you to use your divine powers against the purpose that you was even bestowed those powers to begin with. That's called being a traitor. It's like you're in the U.S. Army and they all give you guns and you turn your gun against somebody because you don't like the way they talk to you, but the real war is in front of you. Now, in this aspect, the real war is within us. Why are you triggered? You don't realize that trigger is a spirit, a parasite? If you can't control your emotional state, guess what? There's parasites in your body sending signals to your brain. to react off those emotions. If you feed those emotions more than your actual being, guess what? They won. You're a program. You're a Mr. Smith until you detox. So yes, what you eat does affect everything. You eat spirits. This is all spirit. I could eat this mouse. Spirits made it. These are spirits. You want to eat the spirits that your ancestry recognize. And like Cosmo L said on his channel earlier, I'm speaking into a spiritual term. The way your cells, which are very intelligent, eat, they eat what is them and exclude the rest as shit. And all that shit collects to become the shit that we poop out as a being. This is the thing. The DNA is the word of God that stops your lung cells from developing into one big ass lung ball into an actual lung. The word of God is a pantheon of ancestral spirits of your lineage. So with that being said, your food has to be food that your DNA can recognize. Because the food is intelligence from the spirit that you just ate. If your DNA doesn't recognize it, it will take what it can recognize and store the rest as trash or as this waste. Somewhere in the fat cells. It stores it as waste. It does not recognize it. And it will store it until it either A, finds something else to complete that mismatched DNA structure to make it whole so the cells can actually use it. So some people might eat foods that are incomplete and have to eat something else with it just for the enzymes to connect and make these foods digestible by your DNA, ancestral energies in your body. Or, you can just have a bunch of waste that will sit there and become fuel for parasitic energy. Viruses and bacteria and worms and mold and mucus and all this extra shit. Many people don't know light. Like the same light that looks bright, it's the same light that's light as a feather. Like as far as the weight. The light in the form of weight and the light in the form of actual light you can see is the same fucking light. The more of that sunlight you have within your being, the lighter you are in person. You will feel lighter. You could jump higher. You feel like you could jump higher. Weight is density. The more dense and compacted the energy is in your vessel, the more heavy you feel, the more this physical plane feels physical. The more light you house in your temple of God, and that light that's at the sun, that the fruits and vegetables eat, they eat that same light. That's that Christ light. That sun is that Christos. That Christ that reacts with this Christos, which is your pineal. That Christ himself. That Heru. That Horus. That Jesus. That Yahshua. However you want to call it. You feed on this same light of Christ. What happens when you eat fruits? When you have a bad diet? Don't these fruits kick the ass of those parasites in your body and cause your stomach to rumble? Now you got diarrhea shitting out a bunch of trash. If you eat bad and then all of a sudden eat some fruit, which is electrically charged with the potential of hydrogen, aka the pH balance, aka the alkalinity, the electric energy of that food. That electric energy in your vessel is the fire energy of your blood. This is your temperament, the temper of your mental. What you eat directly affects how you think. Like I said, you can eat meat, you can eat all this extra shit, but keep in mind, nigga, you still gotta fight these spiritual attacks that come with the parasites. I don't care what meat you eat, you're eating parasites. But this is the thing. In Africa, they can eat meat and still be spiritual. Why? They're blood sacrificing their own animals in most of those countries. These animals are blood sacrifice. Any life force built for the utilization of its energy field is considered blood sacrifice. Keep in mind, it's blood sacrifice, right? So who's sacrificing that blood for you? If you eat in America, there's people that can go to Africa, eat their diet, People that grew up in Africa eating their diet will come to America, eat the same exact diet, and will blow up 300 pounds. Stop comparing us to these African tribes. We're Americans here. We're all one people. But if they eating differently and it's the same food, doesn't that say that our food here is cursed? GMO foods cause cancer, period. GMO foods cause cancer. You know what cancer is? It's like when your cells don't know what to do with this mismatched information that's supposed to align with your DNA, that your DNA is supposed to know how to decipher and send where it's supposed to go. What it does, they store it, it becomes a mass of cells in your body with no DNA structure. Remember when I said, how do you stop, how does our DNA shape our lung cells into an actual lung instead of a long ball, just a ball of lung cells? Because it follows the instruction of the DNA. In the United States, they purposely give you food that war with your DNA, like the jab. Oops, did I say that? Y'all need to realize how deep this shit really fucking is. They give you shit to war with your DNA, the word of God inside your temple, so you will get sick, so you'll be able to be programmable. If you actually give your body the food that your DNA can recognize, and this is the food that is in alignment with the sunlight, this is in alignment with the divine intelligence, therefore natural intelligence, therefore in alignment with your soul, therefore soul food. Soul food is not the damn bullshit you seen on Soul Food, the movie that killed that woman. No, soul food is the shit that feeds your soul. And what is that? That's light, Christ light. And that's that light, which is the intelligence from that dark star, aka the sun, that gives us light and gives the earth sustenance, that makes all the plants rise. Because you know, when the sun raises, let's spell raise. You can spell raise R-A-Y or R-A-H, which is raws. You know what I'm saying? The sun raws. It raws. It raises. It raises, it raws. When it rains, that's raw raining down. The sun rains light, and the earth yields and catches it. The sun is like a phallus that fucks the earth, and the earth gets impregnated with life. Everything is sex, so don't make this too overly sexual. When you inhale, exhale, that's having sex. Your lungs just got penetrated. Yeah, it's that deep. Energy exchange. It's all sex is. And if you out there exchanging energy with low life people, you should be ashamed of yourself. Because how are you to have a clean spirit if you keep taking in spirits from dirty people? Dirty people. And I mean dirty, I'm not talking filth, I'm talking spiritual filth. Because now that's your filth. You imagine water fasting, cleaning, detoxing, and all this shit. Then you have sex with a prostitute and take on all that filth from all the men that you done took on that literally have to pay for pussy because they don't have no morality. Now you filthy. And imagine being that prostitute. You can detox these energies. You do not have to live that lifestyle. Stuck in your root chakra trying to survive off your sexual energy. It's not too late for any of y'all. It's not too late. I don't care how far across that threshold you went. It's never too late as long as you have the consciousness and the mindset to make yourself better. I'm just trying to help y'all be the best version of yourselves you can be. And there's not one prostitute on earth claiming Oshun that is Oshun. Because Oshun is about femininity. Most of these women are mean and masculine. Niggas ain't shit, give me the bag. That's not Oshun. Hell, that's not even oil. So stop. Oshun is that sweet feminine woman. That's genuine loving. Oshun is not combative. Unless Oshun is really being fucked with in the wrong way. And yes, Oshun has a wrath. So that's why you're supposed to respect your goddesses. But at the same time, you pay respect where respect is due. You don't have to, if they're disrespectful, just non-exist them in your head. Don't even give them energy. It's not worth the tick for tat and going back and forth. No. Leave them the fuck alone. Leave them where the fuck they at. You're not warring with them. They're warring with themselves through you. Many people are at war with themselves and need somebody else to swing on. With their words, with their tongue, with their... A lot of these people are miserable and hop on Facebook just to argue with people. Don't argue with me. I'm not an arguer. I'm not even a motherfucking debater. I just come to drop the facts, nigga. If I ain't gonna... My way my ancestors have set up my deities, I channel this knowledge. I don't even remember half the fucking shit I tell y'all. I channel it. From my Nagis. I channel it. And been this way my entire life before altars. And the way they're set up, if the person is humble and willing to listen, they will keep feeding me the knowledge to tell to them. If they want to come talk, they want to talk over me, become bad with my words, they just shut up because they don't deserve that knowledge yet. They're not ready for it. I try to tell people shit anyway because their subconscious will pick it up. And even if they don't get it this year, next year, what I told them might hit their subconscious. They hit their conscious mind. So they'll be like, damn, what he said last year made sense. I should do this. Because sometimes knowledge does not digest right on time. A lot of these people are in spiritual kindergarten. You can't give them steaks. Imagine feeding a baby a steak. You will fuck up his stomach, his thought process, and all that. You gotta feed them where they're at. Which is why somebody a Christian, I would tell them the same fucking knowledge from a religious perspective. And it will make fucking sense. If they're Buddhist, it don't matter. Muslim, because this knowledge is universal beyond religion. The religion is taken from these astrological knowledges, astrological intelligence. Astrological intelligence is the only AI I care about. And that's natural intelligence. So fuck that. Anything artificial is of the oppressor. We're just in the point of making their artificial system poison. All we're doing is infiltrating their system like a cancer by using their AI and putting our real shit on it. It's like a disease to them, just like how vice versa, the bullshit they put in their foods that we eat that kills us softly is a disease to us. That's the tit for tat. It's duality. In a sense, it's balance. You come into a world, and this whole entire world is set up to lead you away from self-discipline. Everything that's a luxury is most likely to lead you away from self-growth. I could sit here and play PlayStation all day. The reality is, I'll be sitting in a chair holding a piece of plastic, looking at plastic and glass. I could watch TV all day. The reality is, I'm sitting on a couch, looking at plastic and glass. See, the only reason I'm on this thing, I'm on my computer, it's plastic and glass, but guess what? There's people on the other end. So that's communication. I'm sending spirits from here to you. High spirits, not no low shit. So don't get my words confused. I only want to see y'all rise. Need y'all to utilize your think tank. Shut down the emotional response shit. Emotion is a physical energy. Really. You're supposed to acknowledge your emotions and then move accordingly with your soul. You're not supposed to move in accordance of your emotions. If you're driven by your emotions and allow your emotions to run you, male or female, guess what? You're a slave to spirits of this matrix. That means the matrix controls you. You're programmed by emotion. But if you utilize your higher mind and just acknowledge that emotion that you receive as a spiritual message and then move with your honor and your higher self with emotion in mind, knowing that, okay, yes, I feel this, but still moving honor in your higher mind, that spirit serves you. This is the difference between being a god and being a human. This is the difference between being a living deity or a human that's a deity with amnesia. When you're a god, you have dominion over spirits. Therefore, you have dominion over your own emotional state. Never use your emotions as an excuse for a bad behavior. That's not accountable. I don't care how much restriction you face. Your emotions should never lead you to a path of self-destruction. If they do, you serve spirits. Spirits don't serve you. You're not God. You're a God with amnesia serving spirits. You're not supposed to serve spirits. This is even a mysticism a lot of people in Africa forgot. That we are these deities that embody into the flesh. Your astrological chart is actually tell you which deities you should actually be dealing with. Many people be invoking spirits that is not their nature. And wonder why they fucking up their life. They taking on contracts that's not for them. I just want y'all to think. If y'all enjoying this video, man, my YouTube gets deeper. My YouTube gets very deeper. You know, y'all can share that because I'm going to start going live on my YouTube. I figured out I can now. So with that all being said, you know, share that. Share this video. Matter of fact, if you ain't doing shit and you fucking with it, nigga, share this. Get this word out. Because all this confusion is bullshit. I know I'm speaking the truth. I'm not speaking no regurgitated knowledge. I don't have to look on YouTube and all these different things to learn. When the knowledge is really installed inside of yourself. To stop feeding on low shit and only open your mind to shit that it serves you. And then you'll realize, damn, I'm just as intelligent as the people that I be looking at on YouTube. You all don't realize that y'all are all divine and intelligent? People, through ignorance, the act of ignoring the truth, choose to be stupid. Being stupid is a choice. So I don't have a problem talking about stupid people when they choose to be that way. And I'm not talking stupid as far as mental illness. Mental illness is a spiritual sickness. Just like I could have a sick lung, I could have a sick brain. If my lung ain't breathing right, okay, that's a sick lung. If my brain ain't thinking right, it's a sick brain. Many people live with a sick brain and criticize people with a healthy brain like they're the ones that's sick. You look at all this, like back in the day, people that talk like me, think like me. Meanwhile, I could create free energy. Meanwhile, I could heal sickness. I could heal disease that they say is uncurable. I can do all these different things, but they would call me crazy and put me in a crazy home if this was the 20s. And give me a lobotomy and give me shock therapy and shit. All the people in the crazy homes are probably more sane than you think. It's just this world is crazy. And they just did not have the energy to put up with it. It is hard to live in your self-discipline in a world against you. But it's easy when you utilize your power and realize what the fuck you are. Self-love is always a protection. You might face opposition for utilizing your self-love. Utilize your self-love as standing on your boundaries. Notice every time you leave a group of people because you want to change in yourself, they be like, he's changing up, fuck him. I ought to beat him up. That's their spirits that had an influence over you that you detoxed. And now these spirits are pissed because they don't have control over you within you. And they would try to use these people to belittle you so they can get more control back over you. This is why you change circles. This is what a black sheep of your family is. They're born without the same spiritual influence that influence the rest of your family members to live in a certain type of way. Many people might not agree with what I say. I don't care. I know truth is what it is. And anything, if anything, it's denial. Because I speak that universal truth. I don't just speak my truth. Universal truth, the universe soul. We all got the same soul with different jurisdictions of growth. You feel me? Different consciousness for each soul. It is one. So we're all collectively God. Just like I have all these skin cells on my hand. They're all individual intelligent cells. They all live their own individual lifespans and lives. But they make up one being of, you know what I'm saying, one body of skin. See where I'm getting at? So I'm not sitting here to down anybody that is like me. When I see people, spiritual or not, I see myself. Either myself in a timeline where I need help, or myself in a timeline where I'm doing great. So if I look up to you and admire you, it's because I admire that part of myself in me that I can become. If I look at somebody and I see them struggling and see they can do better, I look at what I overcame, and if I can, I try to help. I'm not here to criticize people for being what they are. Everybody does have different levels of spiritual growth, and everybody does jump into this field different times. See, this is the thing. Everybody has a select time according to their own physiology and spiritual physiology on when they should wake up. Imagine you going to sleep, but you know you got to go to work the next day. Your alarm clock is set for 7 in the morning. And then somebody walks in your room and wake you up at 5. It's going to piss you off. It's going to deeply upset you. It might even make you hit snooze when 7 comes and delay your awakening. This is why you don't force knowledge down people's throats that don't want to hear it. All you can do is just leave that message and just keep going. They'll get to it when they're ready. Because when you wake up abruptly, that means you start your day fucked up. You stepping on Legos, I don't know. You stepping on shit. You rushing. You fucking up. You forgetting shit. That's not good. But let's say you wake up peacefully. Your mind is in order. You got all your rest. You know what you need to do. You heard it. Then you actually do it. So that's why you leave the message. You lead them to the water. You would never force them to drink. But as long as that water is available, when they get thirsty, they will drink. And if they don't drink, their own ignorance was their own destruction. It's not your burden. I think just like the book of Zechariah in the Bible. You know what I'm saying? It's like, if you warn the people, if you see destruction coming, danger coming, and you do not warn the people, their blood is on your hands. But if you see the destruction coming, and you do warn the people and they choose not to listen, the blood is on their hands. You did your part. It's not your burden to carry, or not your guilt. So don't beat yourself up for the people that you can't reach. Some people are actually in this matrix just to be NPCs. Some people are in this matrix to literally be sleep. Some people of your complexion, my complexion, are in this matrix just to be camouflaged for the people that's like actual me. There's so many fake spiritualists out there that if they wanted to figure out who to target the most, they would have to shoot through a bunch of decoys. Everything has a purpose. So I just say all that to get y'all to think. This world is deeper than you think, and everything has a meaning and purpose behind it. Look into the source of everything that you see. Question everything by looking into the source of it. Alright, so I'm about to put this video to an end because it's about an hour, 20 minutes in. If y'all like it, if y'all really fuck with it, subscribe to my YouTube. Share my video. Share this video. Get it the fuck out there. People need to see this shit. I don't give a fuck how sensitive they is. If they're oversensitive, they have no boundaries. They need to build those boundaries. Period. And I'm here to help them do that. I'm here to help people build boundaries so they can build themselves. And stand on your boundaries no matter who don't like it. If they don't like that you got boundaries, they don't like you as a person. They don't like the real you. Your boundaries is your self-dignity, your self-love. You worked for it, you deserve it. If someone else doesn't like that you actually put work into yourself to be better, that person is envious of you and will try to sabotage you because they're not doing it for themselves. So look, like and subscribe this video. Like and subscribe to my YouTube. Click my YouTube channel, it's in the description. If you fucking with it heavy, hit my Cash App, it's in the description. Donations are welcome. I do love money. Well, fake money, you know, the quote unquote bank currency that they consider money. You know, because it helps sustain me. But most importantly, I just want this message out there. I don't give a fuck about the money. Just get this video out. Get all this shit out. I know what I'm speaking is the fucking truth. I have no reason to lie. When all my deities stand on truth, and truth is the wisdom of the soul. I follow my soul. I don't follow matrix. I don't follow people. I don't idolize anybody. I idolize my highest self. I idolize what I can be. I idolize the parts of me that is unseen and is physical. That's my idol. And what that is, that's God. To be as God. And guess what? Every single last one of y'all have that. Become your best self. And I'm down for doing lives with people. I'm down with that. I'm up with that. Matter of fact, I don't even say down. Because, yeah, I'm front. I'm not back. You know, we like that. You know what I'm saying? Utilize these spells for what they really are. Because they don't like that. They taught us everything in this English language in reverse. Reverse the words, you realize you be speaking more normal. Because these words are words that we created before the English came in and tried to change up how we speak by telling us we can't read and then rearranging the word meanings and then reteaching it to us and then still saying we can't read until we created social meanings. And then all of a sudden now we got dogma over religion over the same fucking words in different translation. Lost in translation. So, my channel on YouTube is Doja Life TV. The link in the description. My Cash App in that description if you fuck with that knowledge. Because let's just be real. I'm going to tell you straight up. You see all these altars. Anybody that blesses me, they get rewarded in spirit, in currency, in some form. Everybody that ever looked out for me has good stuff coming from them. Just what it is. Because you helping the cause. My cause ain't for myself. Like I said, I put my life on the line just to do this. And I've been targeted and I've been hit a couple of times. In life. Real life. I can't even live life normal like a lot of you can. Because of how they done hit me so many times. Just for getting this knowledge out there. They send people. When the worldly matrix, when the desires of this matrix and temptations can no longer get to you, they send people that can get to your heart, then get to you. And I'ma still fight. Still here, nigga. I don't give a fuck how weak I feel, I'm still here. And I'm still gonna do the same shit. I could have one leg, I could have no limbs. I'll be swinging with nubs. Real shit. But anyway though, I'm about to end this video, man. It's long enough. Check out my channel. Share this. If you ain't doing nothing right now, hit the share button right the fuck now. Why you watching this shit? Get it out there. I'm about to end this live. I love all of y'all. Peace to all of y'all. I hope that all y'all can digest this. I don't want to put too much on you at once. I went very deep on some parts. I even digressed a hell of a lot. But even the digression was necessary. I kind of don't want to get off it, but I'm about to. Peace, fam.